Black Horseman here. Shout out to the one sketching the playback. I want to take some time to give credit to Claressa Shields, who has displayed once again her dominance, her skills, her greatness, her supremacy in women's boxing. I got an opportunity to watch her fight, her rematch versus Franchon Cruz Dezern, and I was quite impressed because I didn't watch it live. I watched it yesterday because I low-key fell asleep before the main event. I watched, pretty much all the fights leading up, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on some of the fights I saw on the undercard in a different video. But went back, caught the playback, and from round one, I realized that Franchon Cruz Dezern was going to do what any boxer who has the weight advantage and believes that they have the power advantage should do. And she applied heavy pressure, major emphasis on heavy. Um, and Claressa Shields definitely had to make some adjustments. Claressa Shields, fought off the ropes really well. She was able to win a lot of the exchanges with Franchon Cruz. Franchon Cruz was trying to make it a brawl. Just like how the brawl broke out on the weigh-in, Franchon Cruz wanted to capitalize on that. She was very, very emotional, I believe, going into the fight. And she wanted to make a statement that this is not going to be like the first fight. It's going to be different. And just like Claressa Shields does, and just like how the elite fighters do, she collected the data. She took her time. She kept her composure. She stayed relaxed, even though it was a hailstorm in front of her. And once again, she had Franchon had the weight advantage. Was super aggressive, probably had the power advantage. But Claressa Shields, started applying in the second round. I saw she started applying the jab. The jab, she was lining her up with the jab. The jab was landing accurately. And when I seen a lot of the great fighters, whether you're talking about women's boxing or men's boxing, in some of their best fights, the key punch has always been the jab. And once that jab finds the target, it don't matter how aggressive, how much power that opponent has, they're not able to get to their target. The jab meets them and stops them right at the door. And that's pretty much what happened. The jab changed the momentum of the fight. Claressa Shields started to land her combinations beautifully. I'll be honest with you, man. She is one of the most incredible fighters I've ever witnessed in my life. I'm being real, man. When we talking about men's or women's boxing, you know, just her speed advantage, her ability she's a dog too. Like man. And what was tripping me out was like, whatever friendship, because people love to, especially in men's boxing, it just be like they act way more feminine than females sometimes. Like they don't want to fight friends and stuff. But I tell you one thing, man, Claressa, she threw that friendship stuff out the window, man, for this fight. Yeah, they've been knowing each other for years since they was teenagers, her and Franchon, but man, she was beating on Franchon Cruz like Franchon Cruz broke into her house and stole something valuable from Claressa, man. Claressa Shields was literally trying to knock Franchon Cruz the fuck out, man. By the third round, Franchon Cruz looked different. She looked unrecognizable. She didn't look like the same person. Because Claressa Shields was literally trying to get her up out of here, because I think she felt the intensity in the first few rounds. Just like, oh, you really think you're going to embarrass me in front of 18,000 people? You really think this is your day? I'm going to show you why I'm the GOAT. And she is. She's the greatest woman of all time. There's no other woman boxer that can fight like her. There's no other woman boxer that has her accolades. I mean, it's just quite incredible. And I must say that I took a moment, I'll be locked in on the fight, but I did take a moment to glance into the audience. And the only thing I can say, it was quite, um, it was quite, it looked like under the bed. Shout out to Michael Blackson. It looked like under the bed in that arena, man. It was quite dark. And it was a full arena. I was impressed, man. Claressa Shields, we gotta admit, she has accumulated some star power to now become a draw in the sport. She's making millions of dollars. People have their attention on women's boxing like they've never had it before. And a lot of times people don't want to give Claressa that credit because of the way she goes about it. But god damn it, it's working. People are showing up more and more to these events. They're filling it up. And one thing about it is Claressa Shields is entertaining. There's a lot of times we have these events where the big draw doesn't go in there and entertain. They get criticized for being boring or running or not letting their hands go. Claressa Shields does everything. She's not running. She's letting her hands go. And she's fighting whatever top competition that she can fight. And it's not her fault that she's this good. She is really that good. Like, it's I got her higher than a lot of men on my all-time list of greats. Because there's nobody fighting like her. It's just from defense to offense to counterpunching to making adjustments, speed, stamina. And the thing about Claressa Shields, I feel like that was one of her best performances I ever witnessed. And she still feels like, damn, you know what? Maybe I need to be in more shape because I was really trying to get the KO. I didn't get it. I'm like, damn, it was quite impressive to me. No, you didn't get the knockout, but that's credit to Franchon Cruz because Franchon, much respect. She is tough as they come in women's boxing because Franchon was getting her ass beat. You know, Franchon has definitely been through a lot in the sport, and it was no different. Sunday night for Franchon when she got in there with Claressa. At this point, if credit is not given to Claressa Shields, it's hate. It is absolute hate at this point. From Flint to the top, this girl has done it. She is doing it. She continues to shit on haters, and it's sad that a lot of the former professional women boxers don't give this one credit for the impact that she's had on the sport, for the attention that she's brought to the sport, for single-handedly carving her own path in women's boxing, and bringing a whole new audience into the sport. I mean, people talked about how, it's about bringing more eyes to the sport. She's done it. She brought the hip-hop community. She's doing it. She had what? She walked out with Lil Boozy. So she know what the hell she doing. Now, like I said, you got the under the bed community, the dark community out here supporting boxing now. And she's one of the pioneers to bring them back. Have them watching women's boxing when women's boxing was just, if it wasn't in the UK or something like that, people didn't care about no damn American women's boxing. They do now, though. I heard Claressa say that, as far as her options, she want to fight Shadeja. That's cool if she want to do that. I just don't like the fact that she's going down in weight, to chase these opponents when these opponents need to be chasing her. Y'all need to chase her and fight her at her comfortable weight and dethrone her. I think Carissa need to stay at heavyweight. She is a beast at heavyweight, man. And I saw what's that chick name? Danielle Perkins. Basketball built ass, man. Danielle Perkins got a crucial knockout. And Danielle Perkins was giving mad credit to Carissa Shields after her knockout victory. Like, yeah, I can't beat her, but I'm trying my best to beat the rest of these other chicks, you know. And seeing how impressive that chick got that knockout, I was like, damn, and Carissa even fought her and dealt with that big linebacker built chick, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think Carissa need to stay at heavyweight and defend. Now I don't know if she's that's the only thing I didn't find out before this live was if she's undisputed at heavyweight, because I don't know if she have all the belts or just a few of them. She didn't win so many damn belts at this point to where it's hard to keep up. I mean, it's just, stacking on accolades, man. It's just stacked up. So you gotta excuse my ignorance, Carissa, for not knowing how much accomplishments you got, because you're just that good. Top of the AF. Shout out to Modern King Boxing up in here, man. Shout out to One's Catching Playback. She used those ropes. Great, right. Yes, Flame of Fame. Shout out to Modern King. Yeah, Flame of Fame to Claressa Shields. Shout out to her. She liked my comment on Twitter because I told her, only thing I said was this was your best performance. I felt it was her best performance. I can't really put the words together to describe how fantastic she fights. It's just something to behold, I'm just glad that, I'm an 80s baby, so I have witnessed a lot of greatness. Man. Y'all know, for the ones that know. If you know, you know. The greatness through the 80s and the 90s, and then nowadays it's hard to pick. You gotta, dig through a pile or scatter through a whole list, like, maybe some talent. There's a lot of mediocres nowadays. A lot of watered down. Y'all know this shit is just real remixed, copycatted, and filtered. It's really difficult to discover the real thing. But for sure, Claressa Shields the real thing. From Olympic gold medals to undisputed titles to being undefeated still. It's nasty work. It's just insane the way she's shitting on the game right now. And I know Alicia in the background still feeling some type of way. Alicia Baumgardner still feeling some type of way. That be the thing about a lot of times with the females, is just like, y'all be so jealous of each other. It's just like, y'all can't just. Anyway, that's a different video. Shout out to Flat Out TV. We're here, family. Said Detroit put the soul back in the boxing. Nobody left for Carissa. She beat up everybody. Shout out to 1-2 Kid. She running it back with folks. Yeah, exactly. This is recycle promotions, man. She wants to, I think, make a whole lot more money. So she's gonna try to look for whoever's available. She said Shadeja Green. I definitely don't want to see a rematch with Franchon. She said maybe a trilogy with Franchon. Absolutely not. Not that one. She said something about Michaela Mayer. I was like, huh? I was a little confused about the Michaela Mayer matchup. I mean, I know that's another friend of Carissa's, and I'm just the weight difference. I'm like, this girl came from, Michaela started at, what was it, 130, 135? So I don't know. I think she said something about a catch weight, though. So I don't care about that fight either, because we know what's going to happen. But, I'll watch the Shadeja Green fight, and maybe a rematch with, damn, what's the chick name? That popped for steroids that she fought? Light-skinned chick from Brazil or something. I forgot her name. But anyway, it's only like two fights left or something. Danielle Perkins a beast. That shows just how good of a boxer Shields truly is, Black. Yep. Rissa got that Bibble versus Better Be type of greatness. He called her Shebo. Oh, Hannah, yeah, Hannah Gabriel, that's the name. Shout out to Minor King for reminding me. Yeah, so maybe Hannah Gabriel's if she could stay clean. She popped the steroids already. So she one of the ones that's on the juice loose, the juice list as well. So yeah, if she could stay clean, Carissa Shields will run it with her. Cause she the only chick to drop Carissa Shields in the fight. So gotta look that one will kind of, draw some interest. Other than that, it ain't that many more options. But, unless you want to pull Remy Ma in the ring or some crossover type promotions. But yeah, I just want to give my credit, my flame of fame to Claressa Shields. I think I got a few more topics that I want to speak on today, and try to get a live in later on or something like that, where I can get a panel. I just don't be having too much time like that throughout the day, at least not lately. But I'll see what I can do. But Carissa, you are you definitely one of the ones. You know, F what these hating ass females is doing or saying. You know, real recognize real, and you're really good. You're great, to be exact. You're really great at this. Um, Seems like there's no distractions, nothing on the outside that can affect you. Because when you get in that boxing ring, you lock all the way in, all the way, and that's what's more impressive about it. Like she does music videos, she tries to be a rapper. She with Papoose, she's beefing with Remy Ma. All this stuff going on outside of the boxing, but she always comes in shape. She's still Carissa Shields, in that boxing ring. And always impresses every time. It's like she levels up. And she still don't feel like it was her best. But hey man, that just shows you how great she is. So hopefully we'll see some new, some younger Carissa Shields type level fighters, emerge or something like that from watching her. We never know, man. Somebody probably it's a female probably watching her fights, working on their skills right now. And we don't even know who they are until another year or two or some shit, and they pop up like, yeah, I've been watching Carissa, I've been watching Whoop De Whoop, and I want to be undisputed, and I want to be considered somebody, to be mentioned amongst the greats like Carissa. So that'll be dope. That'll be dope. It's inspiring. So a lot of times it's about the story. You can come from nothing, and from nothing to the top, and that's what Carissa is doing. So keep doing what you do. Shout out to Carissa Shields. Shout out to Detroit, Flint, everybody that came out and supported that. And she definitely deserves it. She fought her way to get the paydays that she wanted, to get the equal, treatment and all of that. And now I'm sure promoters and whoever else is trying to throw the bag at her to just get a little piece of the action, because she's a draw now in the sport. So yeah, that's all I got for this one, man. Martin King said, I'm hoping Caroline Dubois beats Alicia Silly Black. Yeah, Alicia got to stop running and accept the fight first. Alicia's trying to act like she's on Carissa Shields level or something like that, you know. So she's just been fighting white ladies from, overseas lately. It ain't been impressive. She been getting pieced up too. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I got for this one. On to the next, man. Black Horseman.